Case 3313, Mr. DeLauro.
So I was on the bus today, coming home from work, and there's this guy who decides to turn his music on his phone and blast it out. I had one of those crappy days at work, weather drizzling and cold, and he was sitting 2 seats over from me. Now, I'm usually way more tolerable about people, but this was making my blood rise. So I waited for the song to finish, thinking it would. It didn't. Oh no. He waited a second, and a third. So I stood up, and I kindly asked him, "Sir, please shut off your music." He looked at me and called me a not nice word. Now look, I've spent many, many years and have worked very, very hard on my temper and working on things like this in a very diplomatic manner. My heart started pounding in my chest, and that's typically the first time I'm about to lose it. But I didn't lose it. I didn't lose it.
We believe you. You need to get everyone else to believe you. Focus on the camera, buddy, okay? Right there. Right there. You got it. It's okay. Come on, sport.
So, I found myself frozen between standing there and being polite and smiling and attacking him. So I took a deep breath. I said, "Listen, sir, I understand where you're coming from. You have every right to play your music. I'm not trying to get in your way or cause any trouble. Seriously, I'm trying not to cause any trouble. But if you could be so kind and be just a little more considerate, I would greatly appreciate it, sir, if you do so, please." I would think that would help. You would think that would help, right? Yeah. See? He agrees.
Focus on the story. Hey, look at, hey, we need to know what happened.
The man looked at me and cussed me out. That's what happened. Now, if this was 10 years ago, I'm ashamed to say he would have a knuckle-sized dent in his head. Oh, and it would have been a good one.
Focus on the camera, nutcase.
But on this day, in this very moment, I realized I had an inner power. So I smiled back at him. I said, "Sir, do as you wish. I'm sorry if I upset you." And I sat back down. He continued to play his music, and about 5 bus stops later, when I had to get off, he followed me. He followed me. Now, maybe this was a coincidence. Maybe it wasn't. But when I stepped off the bus and started walking my way home, he was about 10 feet or so behind me. And he screamed at me, "What's he gonna do now?" I ignored him. I kept walking as if I didn't hear him, and he shouted, "Hey, come back here, what's he gonna do now?" Although he decided to use some language that you probably don't want me to say. And I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, but that's all I can handle in this moment. The old Michael came back inside of me. I felt myself becoming who I used to be. I turned around the guy and I went, "I'm so happy you got off the bus, my friend." He looked at me and said, "Oh yeah? Why is that?" I said, "Because now we get to play."
Hands off me, cold case. Take a look.
He said, "Play what?" I walked around him. I told him, I said, "Play your music. Play your music. I want to hear it. We can listen together."
Hey, calm down.
What? She said? I said, "Play it. I said.
Calm yourself.
The man looked at me and turned red.
All right, perp. Eyes on the camera.
He started backpedaling. I continued. I said, "You want this? You want this right now? Come and take it. Take it. Play it and take it. Play it and take it."
Calm your ass down. Hands on the table. Camera.
I'm sorry. The man took off running. Thank God he did, because it was all that I had left in me before I took the next step. I let it come through my voice, first as a last-ditch effort, because what I think would have happened next would have been really bad for the both of us.
Time's up. Time's up, Herb. Come on.
It would-
Come on. You're out of here.